name is Christina Kohler-Colucci. I'm the head of business advisory at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking at low-cost training for China companies. Training staff is great for business. It motivates employees, it boosts retention, and drives efficiency. But obviously, the biggest question for startups in China is, if you're a cash-strapped startup in China, is this even possible? Is it even advisable to invest in staff training on a bootstrapped budget? The simple answer is yes, especially here in China, where staff retention is a big issue. You need a clear plan of attack to reap the rewards of low-cost training and development programs. Here in this episode, we're going to be looking at a step-by-step guide to creating a highly trained, highly motivated workforce without spending a fortune. So number one tip that I would give is identify your needs. Businesses expect to encounter some form of skill shortages over the next 12 months in China due to COVID. In addition, organizations blame the competition from other employers hiring the talent that they are after, or a shortage of suitable applicants in the local market. Thus, the pressure on employers to upskill is greater than ever. But before startups in China embark on training programs, even free ones, it is vital to understand what skills employees are lacking and what knowledge they need to perform effectively. The most thorough way to do this is to conduct a needs analysis to find out the difference between actual performance and expected performance. Among the many types of needs analysis are organizational analysis. What are you trying to accomplish with your company in China? People-based assessments, who would benefit most from training and what are their learning styles. Task-based checks, what are the main duties and the skill levels required. Cost-benefit analysis, what's the return on investment of training. Since a startup's budget in China is likely to be restricted, it's important to focus on the most important skills staff need to perform well. If professional support is too costly, carry out your own assessments using methods such as questionnaires, consultations, interviews, focus groups, surveys, and work samples. Tip number 2, look online for training. Online training can provide a cost-effective option for newly incorporated China companies without the physical space and funds to host live training. The advantage for the employees is that they can train at home or at their desk, while employers can train just a few staff at a time without breaking the bank. Another benefit is that the material can be used more than once to train additional employees at little or no cost, because you can do an online training, video record it, and use that video recording for any new employees that are being onboarded. It can be part of the onboard training. Also, China startups don't need to use up valuable staff time providing that training. You can also find online training through associations, organizations, many of which might provide it free of charge as part of a membership fee, or might charge a minimal fee because you are already a member. The third point is train from within your company, which we have found to be a great success. Entrepreneurs and or larger companies that are newly set up in China, in the Chinese market, may not have the resources to bring in outside experts like industry influencers or training professionals. The low-cost answer to your training needs may lie within by encouraging the most skilled or experienced employees to train up other staff, or by pairing employees to learn from each other. As well as being cost-effective, this option allows employees to design and deliver tailor-made training programs that are fit based on the philosophy of your own company. It can help the trainer, if you will, develop their communication skills while also fostering a sharing, learning, and bonding environment. This in turn will also help employees feel more valued, may boost retention in the longer term as well. And you then also build up a collective file of training material that can then be developed for an onboarding process within your company. The fourth one is get expert local support. So whilst online training is cost effective, you can't beat expert local support, especially from other entrepreneurs with firsthand experience in the Chinese market. The good news in China is that there's a wealth of support available for free at a marginal cost, including startup networks and educational events. This support ranges from training on how to launch a company in China to forums on finding and utilizing training opportunities for employees. Trade associations like American Chambers of Commerce, British Chambers of Commerce, Canadian Chambers of Commerce, German Chamber, French Chamber, Swedish Chamber, Finnish Chamber can provide access to low-cost training opportunities as well as conferences and seminars. Number 5 is share resources with other new companies in China. Remember whether you are a brand new startup or whether you're a newly incorporated subsidiary of a company overseas in China, you are all on the same level. Every one of you is a startup in China. You're all experiencing a very similar journey, even though you might be in different industries and sectors. In my mind, you are all startups. And when resources are tight, one option worth considering is partnering with other startups or small businesses to provide learning and support. This will bring down training costs per head. Another alternative might be to swap skill sets to share knowledge and experience, kind of like a mastermind training, if you will. The 6th option is measuring all training results. All right, it's very good developing a training program. It is great implementing that and executing it. But are you sure it's giving you the results that you want it to give? Now, apart from asking the trainer and the trainee how it went following a training session, how do you know if the objectives of the learning have been met? Okay, it is important to make training a partnership and to demonstrate that the training is for the mutual benefit of employer and employee. It's a shared mindset, all right? Now, our recommendation would be to be clear about what you're measuring and why. Connect learning to performance. Start with the data you already have and keep it very simple. Now, for example, one of the trainings that I always offer, especially new graduates, is a business writing course. And by business writing, I mean business writing email course. And we evaluate that by how they have been able to draft emails to how after the course that might change. Now, if employees consistently underperform in these tasks, in these tests, in this comparison from before to after, or if the staff performance in specific tasks fails to improve significantly, it suggests that the material or training method isn't working. Perhaps even the candidate is not interested in learning, and perhaps you have to make a change. The 7th point is spread the word of your training opportunities to others. Startups in China that provide employees with access to high quality training are few and far between. Those that do have a clear competitive advantage are those that advertise that they are offering these benefits to their employees. This not only helps to attract new talent, but it helps to retain existing talent. It impresses clients, prospects, suppliers, stakeholders, and it builds confidence in the business. And ultimately, you don't want to just stop there. While training is clearly important for both employers and employees, it shouldn't be treated in isolation. Nurturing motivated staff is essential, especially here in the Chinese market where retention continues to be a major challenge. New companies to the Chinese market need to consider different ways to create a happy, stable workforce and to help persuade employees to stay put even when competitors may offer a higher salary. So, in conclusion for today's episode, I want to highlight that providing quality training and keeping staff motivated is no easy task, especially for budgeted startups in China. But the rewards for both employer and employee are invaluable. Not only will it help to build trust and confidence, it will also help to improve individual performance, increase competitiveness, and boost retention beyond the norm. I hope today's video has helped. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We would be happy to assist you. In the show notes, you're going to find a link to our diary, so set up a call with me. Alternatively, head on over to our website, woodburnglobal.com. to see what we do and the services that we provide. And last but not least, please do like today's episode. Please share it with others. Our mission is to help those that are struggling in the Chinese market to avoid and surpass the obstacles that they're dealing with. Have a great day. Take care and goodbye.